So in case you were wondering we were at AGX last week, and since we've been home this week, pretty much all of us have suffered from some sort of illness or other because of sharing controllers with the general public. Can you imagine that? Horrible people sneezing on their hands and then playing, and then we picked up the
like all that hand sanitizing we were doing. And we did a lot of that. Didn't work, did it?
So if you wonder why Mike's a bit hoarse.
Croaky. That's why. You people.
Actually, no, not our fans. It's them other horrible specimens.
It was them. Halo Wars 2 came out on PC and Xbox One earlier this year, promising to be an accessible RTS game which was as playable on a controller as it is on mouse and keyboard. And it's alright, certainly not a terrible game, with 79 on Metacritic on Xbox One and 70 on a PC. And it's got a community of players that still enjoy it today. But those players that have hung around are starting to get a bit pissed off. Why? Well, it all comes down to the game's season pass and what they thought they were buying as part of it. Halo Wars 2 fans are starting to wonder why they bothered buying a season pass at all after it emerged a few months back that the latest bit of Halo Wars content would cost $19.99. That's even if you bought the $29.99 season pass. Well, the Awakening, the Nightmare DLC finally landed on September 26th, and it's reignited the whole debate about this again. It includes new campaign missions, it adds the Flood as a new playable race, and it's got new leaders. But season pass holders get nothing, even those who bought the pass as part of the now ironically labelled Ultimate Edition of Halo Wars 2. If you want it, you have to fork out another $19.99.
So what did players actually get for their money as part of the season pass? Well, some updates, which is nice, 6 new leaders to use in-game and 2 missions. It's worth noting some players seem to be pretty happy with what they've had from the season pass and say they're more than happy to fork out another $20 on the new content. But many more are simply furious about this, claiming that they bought the season pass under the impression it would include all future DLC. Here's the thing though, it doesn't actually say that in the season pass description, and it even points out that it only covers about 6 months of content. So what gives? Are the fans right to be annoyed or not? Oh dear, season passes. Isn't this the reason why we say don't buy season passes?
Exactly.
Because you don't know exactly what you're getting in the season pass. They're kind of, I don't know, it's buyer beware, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you don't, if they don't say explicitly, this is exactly what you get in the season pass, we will be giving you future content, none of which we're going to be specific about until we decide exactly what we're going to give you for your money later down the line. It's bullshit, guys. Don't buy into it. Don't even bother with it. This is them selling you something that they haven't even decided what they're going to include in it. This is the reason we say don't buy season passes, because they've fleeced you. They've completely pulled the wool over your eyes, let you buy the thing, and they've totally ripped you off. They led you to believe that you're getting more than you actually do, and you're annoyed by it. More fool on you. Don't buy the season passes. Also in the news this week, Skyrim, yes, that game again, is getting a survival mode, which sounds pretty cool. It adds new gameplay features and challenges to transform Skyrim into a land of unrelenting cold and harsh wilderness. Some of the new mechanics include a hunger system, which will impact your stamina and ability to wield weapons, and fatigue, which hurts your magicka and effectiveness of potions unless you stop adventuring for a break. There's also environmental forces like cold, warmth, freezing water, and disease, which all affect you in different ways, as well as new limits on fast traveling, leveling up, and health regeneration. But that's not even the whole picture, and if you want a full list of the changes and additions, there will be a link in the description. In short though, it sounds like a pretty meaty addition, and one that could definitely warrant another Skyrim playthrough, if you haven't played it 5 times already.
So what's the catch? Well, the new survival mode is coming via the Creation Club, also known as the paid mod system, which Bethesda insists is not a paid mod system. It's available right now in beta on Steam on PC, and PS4 and Xbox One players will get to dip into it early next month. PC and console players can get it free for 1 week after it launches, but then you'll have to pay using Bethesda's bullshit paid mods currency. So yeah, this isn't a free update, this isn't just a new mode that Bethesda is bequeathing upon all Skyrim fans. This is a thing that you're going to pay for unless you get it in the first week. It's just a kind of way to hook people into the Creation Club system, because this is pretty cool. This is like the best thing that they've offered on the Creation Club so far. But if you want it, then you're going to have to buy the currency. You're going to have to buy more currency than the thing costs, because that's how currency packs work, and then you'll have a bit left over. So it's just a way of tying people into the Creation Club system. It's a damn shame, and it's just kind of a rip-off of mods that already exist that you can download right now for free in full anyway.
A couple of things to say. Firstly, bequeathing. It's a solid word, that. Solid work.
I'm proud of that one.
Secondly, this is the Wizard of Oz moment where they draw the curtain back and say, surprise, like this is exactly what we planned all along, to try and rip you off, but you didn't know until now. So this is them just showing the true colours. Like, it's not just like menial little like horse armour and all that sort of shit. This is like
substantial.
This is the substantial bit that they're actually going to trying to make a lot of money off, based on ideas that already exist for free out on the Nexus store. Is this a sign of things to come? They're ripping off other ideas just to profit off that. This is exactly what they want, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. They even say in the Creation Club like guidelines or whatever, oh, you can't submit a mod that already exists out there somewhere. But they're more than willing to take on complete rip-offs of mods that exist out there. The alternative to this is a mod called Frostfall. There's another one called I Need. But if you basically want Skyrim survival mode, just download Frostfall. You can get it on Nexus mods right now, and you don't have to worry about paying for it or anything like that. And you can play it in full right now. And it's called Frostfall. There will be a link in the description. How's that?
Bethesda Creation Club, my arse.
Also in the news, Warner Brothers has made a good decision. Yeah, take a moment to pause the video if you need to process that. Yes, Warner Brothers has made a U-turn on the controversial Warthog Orc-Slayer DLC for its upcoming Lord of the Rings action-adventure, Shadow of War. The DLC adds a mysterious stranger-style orc who occasionally shows up to wreck some other orcs. It's a very cool idea, meant to honour Monolith executive producer Mckelvey, who died of a brain tumour aged 43 last year. But Warner Brothers put a $3.99 price tag on it, and it soon emerged that only some of that money would actually go to the Forgy family, as was stated. If you bought the DLC in Europe or in some states in the US, none of the money would have gone to the family at all. After at first insisting the company themselves wouldn't make any money from sales of the DLC, Warner Brothers now have finally apologised. They've made it freely available and offered refunds to those who bought it already. In a new statement, Warner Brothers said, "We now recognise that tying our donation to sales of the DLC was not the best way to achieve our goal of offering financial support to the family and creating a lasting memorial to Michael Forgy. We sincerely apologise to the fans and to the Forgy family for the confusion we created." So the DLC is now available for free, and anyone wishing to donate to the Forgy family can do so at youcaring.com, which I'm sure everyone would agree is exactly what should have happened in the first place.
I like the terminology they use. They say this is what we wanted to achieve our goal of supporting financially supporting the family, as well as memorial for his name. But what they don't say is what their other hidden goal was to make shitloads of money and to try and fleece over people and to capitalise on something bad that's happened to one of their employees and make money out of it. And they didn't mention any of that. But what is funny to me is how they tried to pin some of the blame on somebody on Twitter who released false information, right? And if that was the case, if it was just someone tweeting some false information and they were to blame, you could just tweet again and just say, "Oh, previous tweet was wrong. This is the new tweet. This is the actual right information." That sounds like bullshit to me. It sounds like they're making an excuse. The fact that they've created a Just Giving page, which is exactly what the community did in response to their shitty announcement in the first place. I mean, would they have made this decision, made these changes, had the community not have backlash so much and showed the world how much of a greedy bunch of bastards that they are?
I mean, it's great that it's finally been resolved. I think it's good that they finally acknowledged that they made a mistake with all this in the first place. I'm just glad that this little gesture that Monolith had done as a studio can now just carry on as it should have done in the first place. What a cool way to honour, one of your own colleagues, and it's like kind of part of his reputation as well, that he'd just come in and help projects out when they were struggling and that sort of thing. So even the mechanics of the character in the game are kind of appropriate to who he was, which is wicked. I'm glad that it's finally, that is what the focus is going to be now, and not the bullshit that Warner Brothers kind of tied it up in.
Also in the news, Sony has admitted that it's not interested in making another handheld console. Yes, despite the success of the Nintendo Switch, which is of course a hybrid handheld console, it has not changed Sony's mind over making its own handheld unit. So speculation that Nintendo's impressive success with the Switch might lead to a PlayStation or even an Xbox Switch equivalent doesn't seem to be panning out. Speaking at the Tokyo Game Show last week, Andrew House, global CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, said, "The Nintendo device is a hybrid device, and that's a different approach and strategy. We remain focused around a highly connected gaming experience, and also coupled with having a great range of other entertainment experiences so you can reach multiple people on the big screen in the household." That's corporate talk for "We're not making a new handheld console, we're just concentrating on the PS4.
This is a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought maybe they'd be thinking about it. Maybe they are, and they're just not ready to talk about it. But the Switch is done so well that I would expect that they'd at least have it on their radar. Like, maybe people would like to take the PlayStation outside, and Microsoft likewise would be thinking the same about the Xbox. But apparently not. They're just saying, no, it's all about the big screen. It's all about the TV. and that's all we're worried about, which is interesting. And finally in the news this week, it looks like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds needs to watch its ass. We all know crafting survival microtransaction game Fortnite has its own Battle Royale mode, which looks very similar to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Well, it turns out that new mode is incredibly popular. Fortnite Battle Royale, which is available for free, was played by 1 million players on day one. The mode launched on PS4, Xbox One and PC as a free mode recently, so even players who hadn't bought into the base Fortnite game could play it for free. The success comes despite the fact that Bluehole were publicly pretty pissed off at Epic about copying the game, and even called them out in a press release for replicating the PC gaming phenomenon. Bluehole chief Chang Han Kim criticised Epic for the concerning similarities and warned of further action. So what's happened here is pretty fascinating for me. I thought at first that it was a really aggressive move, and it's something that is obviously panning out for them because they had 1 million players on day one. What they've done is they've got a Battle Royale experience on consoles before PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has managed to do it, and they've done it for free, so they've given it away to people. I mean, it's a ballsy move, and it's paying off for them.
And with all this controversy surrounding the statement last week from Bluehole, I can't help but think that it's just been good publicity for everybody involved, really. Like, have a public spat. It's like a YouTuber thing, isn't it? Yeah. Have a public spat and everyone start watching our videos. Like, that's what YouTubers do. Who should we have a spat with Jim Sterling or something?
No, man. Someone less scary, please.
We definitely should employ that tactic, because it's worked here, it's worked for other people. Guys, let us know down below who we should have a spat with. How can we promote
small targets, please?
Yes, yeah, someone with a bit less oomph than Jim Sterling, because he will f***ing decimate us.
That went off topic. So those were some of the stories that caught our eye this week. What did you see in the news that interested you? Let us know what it was down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every single day. There should be another video right there which you can watch right now, and a link to Patreon. You click to that and you can support the channel. See you next time.